Hi, Timmy.
You having a nice laugh, are you?
I mean, it's Christmas. It's Christmas morning.
Hey!
I love the way it makes me feel inside.
Yeah, alright. It's Adam from FWCI. This is my Bruce Stew 90s Toys reaction. Yes, 90s Toys. That's the name of the video. This was recommended by The Fiery Demon 9364 and Diamond X-Men. They left comments, respectively, saying, "Did you react to Bruce Stew's 90s Toys video? I couldn't find it in your reaction, so I'm wondering." I thought I had reacted to this. I really did. That's why I never did it, because I just assumed that I'd done it. But I think I was getting mixed up with Yo-Yos in the 90s. I did watch that one very, very early on. And Diamond X-Men says, "Hey, I love your videos! And boy, do I have a suggestion for you. React to Bruce Stew's 90s Toys video." So I'm going to take Emma Frost's advice and react to this one. Okay, I grew up in the 90s. I was all about 90s toys. I still have not toys from the 90s, but new toys depicting stuff from the 90s, right? I've got all of those sets. I got the Power Rangers. I got the Street Fighters. I got the Ninja Turtles. I got the X-Men. I even recently did an unboxing and review of the Batman Forever McFarlane Toys wave. This was insane. I was so happy with all of these figures except Two-Face and the giant bat thing. But in the 90s, I was all about the Ninja Turtles. I had one Power Ranger. It was the Black Ranger. I had one G.I. Joe. It was Roadblock. We had a brand of, like, G.I. Joe knockoffs called Corpse. I think it was Core, whatever. They were dirt cheap, and I had a bunch of those, and I enjoyed them. I got into my little army dudes. Then you get your more active toys like the circle with the tennis ball, the pink and green, where it's like whoosh, that thing. That's a classic. Super Nintendo, an obvious one. There's probably a whole bunch of other random awesome 90s stuff. Tamagotchis was a thing. Okay, so we had like Game Boy. Well, I didn't have a Game Boy. I never owned a Game Boy my entire life. No Game Boys in my life. But there was this really cheap version called Brick Game. And it was like, you get it for like $5 from like a discount store. And yeah, that thing got quite intense among my family. It was basically Tetris. It was Tetris, and it kept the high score on the device. And yeah, there was some wars that we would have like relatives visit from interstate and from overseas, and it would always degenerate into Brick Game and who's got the high score. I think I have a photo of my uncle playing the Brick Game. Here you go. But let's see what the childhood of Bruce Stew was like when it comes to toys in the 90s. This is Bruce Stew 90s Toys.
Alright, now I think it's safe to say that every decade has had their share of iconic toys. Like if you were a kid in the 1970s, you had like the Pet Rock and the old speak and spell that talks like the devil.
Hello, I am the devil. Spell the words murder.
Wait a minute, what?
I command you to kill the family dog.
And if you were a kid in the 1930s, all you had was like a hoop on a stick. Is this fun? I can't tell. I don't know, I haven't eaten in 3 days. Anything's fun at this point. But fortunately for me, I grew up in the 1990s, which I have to admit had some pretty cool toys. So for all you youngins out there that grew up playing Flappy Frog or whatever the fuck it was that you did on your iPad, I'm gonna go through three...
Even for a dated reference, that's a dated reference right there.
Iconic toys from the 90s, and I'm gonna give them a letter grade that corresponds to how cool I thought they were.
Oh wait, these are the
First
things?
up, from the 90s...
The Bop It. Oh, I never had a Bop It, but I remember what it was. It was like a memory thing, wasn't it? Tamagotchi, I think I've talked about that on the channel before. I had a knockoff version that I called Yakless Toast after a misunderstood lyric from a Warren G song. And a Furby. God no, I didn't have that thing. That thing looks like nightmare fuel.
And I'm gonna give them a letter grade that corresponds to how cool I thought they were. First up, Tamagotchis. Now, Tamagotchis took my second grade classroom by storm back in the day. But for those of you that are unaware, Tamagotchis were little digital pets that you'd take care of, and you'd feed, and if you were the weird kid in class, you'd probably fucking talk to it. You're my best friend in the whole world, Tamagotchi. I don't care if my dad says you're just a stupid keychain. And they were a huge hit back then. Every kid had one. And why wouldn't you? I mean, who wants to clean shit from a big-ass dog when you could clean up fake shit from a fake-ass dog? It makes sense. And it wasn't just dogs that they had to choose from. They had all sorts of animals. They had cats and turtles, a goddamn water buffalo, you name it. Now, for me personally,
Yeah, I don't know what animal mine was. I think mine was just a nondescript, vaguely... I think mine was supposed to look like a little Pokemon character or something like that.
I didn't have a Tamagotchi, but I did have a generic off-brand one that I won from a gumball machine. And my little fake animal was a dinosaur, or at least that's what it said it was. But that generic shit just looked like a fucking blob with a face on it. But regardless...
Don't you say that about my Yakless Toast. He's a beautiful blob.
I took care of that little blob with a face on it for weeks. And over time, it grew a tail, and then some legs, and a fucking goatee and shit. It was growing up right in front of my stupid little face. That is until one weekend, I rented the game Star Fox 64 from...
Oh my god. Yeah. He was going great until I rented Star Fox 64, and then there was a 48-hour blackout period where it was just me locked into my Rumble Pack on the N64. Fucking hell. Of course, that is probably the downfall of many a Tamagotchi. By the way, Mario Kart, love it. Zelda, Zelda fans. I hated it. I played that Zelda game there. That one. What was it? The Ocarina of Time, I think it was. Is that what it looks like? Yeah, that's the one. People be raving. I played it. Was not impressed at all. Come at me in the comments. I'll put WrestleMania 2000 over Zelda any day of the week. Not Star Fox, but yes, I would put Mario Kart over it as well. I would even put the terrible NBA Jam 98 N64 version over this. Yeah, that was a thing.
Well, I played that shit for like 40 hours straight, which meant that my fake-ass dinosaur was left neglected the entire time. Hey, I took a shit over here. Can you come wipe me now? Anybody? No? Okay, then. And it didn't dawn on me until I showed up to school the following Monday and seen all my classmates with their Tamagotchis. Dude, check it out. My water buffalo grew a mustache. What's your dinosaur look like now? What? Oh, shit. Whoopsie. Sure as hell I got home that day. My fucking Tamagotchi looked like a crime scene in an episode of Law & Order. It's face down, dead as hell, surrounded by piles of its own shit. And that was pretty much the end of it. So I guess we'll give Tamagotchis a B, and we'll give it an A+ for the emotional trauma that it caused an entire generation of children. Next up.
A B? That is wildly overrated, I reckon. May Yakless Toast rest in peace.
The Bop It. Now, the Bop It was a fun game. It was basically an electronic version of Simon Says. The game tells you what to do, and then you do it. Bop it. Okay. And you just keep going until your stupid little fourth grader brain gets overloaded and you screw up. Game over. You lose. Now, the only problem that I had with the Bop It was, well, I don't really know how else to say this, but, well, the thing looked like a fucking sex toy, didn't it?
Okay, I was just about to say it looks like an ergonomical fucking nightmare. Pull this, twist this, hit that. Like, I can see why they don't make this thing anymore. It looks did they ever make a streamlined version of the Bop It? Because, I don't know, it just looks RSI inducing for the wrong kid.
Well, I don't really know how else to say this, but, well, the thing looked like a fucking sex toy, didn't it? I can't be the only one that thought that, right? Hell, the first time my next door neighbor Michael got one, we didn't know what the hell to make of the thing. I don't get it. Do I play with this thing, or do I just shove it up my asshole? Whoa, what the hell? Where'd you kids get that thing? God damn it, what did I tell you about messing around in your mother's dresser drawer? Get over here, you're gonna get 10 across the ass. Regardless, I still think the Bop It was a dresser drawer. Get over here, you're gonna get 10 across the ass. Regardless, I still think the Bop It was a cool toy, even if it had some sexual overtones. Bop it. Pull it. Suck it. Wait, what? Game over. You lose. So I'm going to go ahead and give the Bop It a B- as a toy and a B+ for a sex toy. All right, moving on. Last but not least, we got the Furby. Now, the Furby was basically a three-dimensional version of the Tamagotchi, just a fucking stuffed animal that you're supposed to take care of. But Furbies had two main differences. One, they were annoying as hell, and two, they didn't fucking die. Now, these things were ugly as hell. I have no idea who the hell came up with the Furby, but I imagine it was some methed out guy in a board meeting like, all right, so what if we took like a Pokemon and then gave it Steve Buscemi's eyeballs and then we make it fart? Would you buy that? Oh, well, hell yeah, I'd buy that. I think I'd buy several. Now, personally, I didn't want anything to do with the Furbies when I was a kid. I mean, for one, I just didn't understand why anybody would want one in the first place. The thing just farts and talks bullshit to itself? My Uncle Rick already does that. What the hell do I need a Furby for? And for two, I thought they were creepy as hell. I mean, when they would talk in their own bullshit Furbish language all the time. Beep, bop, boop, boo. But eventually, they start to learn English.
I thought Furbies would, like, repeat back to you what you say to it. I thought it was that kind of thing. I clearly don't know what the hell a Furby is. It has its own language, but that's even more terrifying.
And then they just pepper it in here and there. Cheep, cheep, bee-boo, fucking chicken paprikash. What the hell, did that thing just say chicken paprikash? Oh my god, it's learning. Burn it! We have to burn it and bury the ashes. And the most horrific experience I ever had with a Furby was when I was staying over at my friend Tommy's house one night, and all of a sudden his Furby just starts yelling at us in the middle of the night. Party! Party! Whoop whoop! What the hell? Tommy, oh, shut your Furby up. It's trying to party with us. What, the thing we're in a fucking frat house, for Christ's sake? I look over, and Tommy's staring at this thing like it's a goddamn poltergeist, terrified as hell. Meanwhile, this goddamn thing keeps yelling party, party over and over again like it's on spring break in the Bahamas. So now I'm starting to freak out myself. I have to approach this Furby like a fucking hostage negotiator, because I don't know what the hell's going on with this thing. I don't know if it's broken or if it's possessed by a fucking speaking spell.
I am the devil. I command you to party with a Furby.
Tommy.
I love that callback to the devil. That was a good one.
Tommy, quick, how do I turn this thing off?
I don't know, dude. Let's just ignore it and go back to sleep.
So since I can't find an off switch or take the batteries out without a screwdriver, I decided to shake the shit out of it and hope for the best. But of course there's no such thing as shaken Furby syndrome, so we're back to square one. Party! Party! So now in a panic, I huck this goddamn thing into Tommy's closet, and for the rest of the night, we listen to this fucking Furby babble on and on and on. Party! Party! Whoop whoop! Chicken paprika! Now what that Furby was doing in Tommy's closet, I have no idea. But I imagine it was partying all night long, doing shots of tequila with a G.I. Joe and fucking Etch-a-Sketch. So I think it's safe to say that we're gonna have to give the old Furby a big fat F. Actually, let's give it 2 Fs, and those can stand for fuck Furbies. How about that? The end.
BruceDude.com.
A lot of animosity towards the Furby there, and understandably so. Holy crap. Yeah, I clearly didn't know what a Furby was. I thought it just repeated back to what you said, and the mouth moved, and the eyes did their Steve Buscemi thing. I thought that's all it was. So, people that know about Furbies, don't let me know in the comments. I don't want to know about it. After watching that video, it does remind me at one point in my life, I got given, I was probably about 10, I got given a dinosaur. It was like a big electronic dinosaur. I have one of those aunties who, by the way, is about to turn 80. 80? Shit, I have an auntie who's 80 years old. But she was one of those aunties that would always buy you loud, obnoxious toys as like, I think a little bit of an inside joke between her and my mum, but I ended up with this big T-Rex dinosaur, and the way it worked was if you like stomped the feet on the ground, it would go roar. The only problem is it was like up high in like the top shelf somewhere. I hadn't played with it for ages, and I guess the like sensor was starting to like go in it, because all throughout the middle of the night, roar, roar, one night, it was a lot. I mean, I definitely thought it was haunted. I definitely thought that there was a ghost at play. I didn't think the noise was a ghost. I thought a ghost was making the noise happen. I thought the ghost was up there going with the whacking his hand on the feet. Tyler makes a good point. The Boppet does look incredibly like a sex toy. Why do I feel like there's a market out there for an actual sex toy Boppet? Do they exist? Did I just stumble onto something? But I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this. Don't forget to subscribe here on YouTube. More Bruce Stew will be coming in the future. And if there's any Bruce Stew videos that I haven't watched yet that you still want me to watch, let me know down in the comments and I will do my best to get to them forthwith. And as always, everyone, be well, stay safe, look after your friends, ta-ta, and farewell.